Alright, how we doing, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Wolf, and welcome to episode 0 of the Ultimate Survival Guide, Season 2, for Path of Exile. This is going to be interesting for the both of us, because there's a couple of ways I can go about doing this series, and there is a reason I'm doing an episode 0. The reason I'm doing this is because I find that a lot of people will, in most survival guides, just start from a level 1 and say, okay, we're doing this preset build, open this in Path of Building, and follow along. Now, that's all well and good, sure, but it does leave out a lot of the core learning regarding Path of Exile, which is how to build a character. They teach you how to play the game, which is, of course, all well and good, but once you finish that one character, you don't really know where to go, you don't know how to make adaptations, you don't know how to make your own character in the end. You know how to make it to Endgame, but you only know how to follow a build. And creating your own is where a lot of the enjoyment in Path of Exile comes in. And I'm going to be showing you how to create a build from the ground up in this episode. Now, what Season 2 is going to be focusing around is going to be speed, efficiency, and just power farming, I suppose is the best way to put it, for a couple of reasons. One is that in the first season, I ended up having real life take a massive hold, and as a result, I wasn't really able to finish the season because everything rolled over to solo self-found standard, and we kind of ran out of that option because that stash is a bit fucked in the trade league. What is it? The stash just doesn't fucking work the last time that I tried to play it. So I'm going to be trying to play a character that's a little bit faster, so I can explain a lot more of what's available at Endgame, because we can get there pretty quickly, and I can showcase how to do more stuff. As well as, if you watch any sort of streamer or any real YouTube video, it's all about going as fast as humanly possible, and I'm going to be doing my best to build a character that can do exactly that while still retaining a lot of simplicity. Now, I'm going to be playing a little bit of an unorthodox build because I enjoy doing that sort of thing, and that's what you come here for, or will come here for if you want to stick around, is I play stupid shit, or I play stuff that I enjoy or want to enjoy. And recently, I've been having a very good time making Bleed builds work. I'm working on a Bleed Storm Berserker, well, Blade Storm Berserker. I'm having a pretty decent time with that, but I'm going to be building a Puncture Speed Deadeye for you today, and we're going to be taking that into Season 2, and I'm going to show you how to reach the levels of efficiency that most of your favorite streamers are at. And I'm going to explain everything along the way, as well as where to make adaptations, and how to build your own character, and move forward in Path of Exile. The next season, if I somehow get to that point, will probably be entailing how to play spells and energy shield based characters. So yeah, let's pop over into the Path of Building, like so. I'd recommend downloading this, and it's the best building thing we have available at the moment, so I would recommend downloading it, figuring out how to use it. I have a video on that somewhere on the channel. I'll probably link to it in the description, most likely. And yeah. Now, one final thing before we get into this. I want to put a query up on screen right now. I think it'll be in what... fuck, this is weird to do. I haven't done this in a while. Nope, that corner. Probably that corner. Regarding the rest of the Survival Guide series, because I can do things a little bit differently this time, I suppose. We have two options on how I want to go about doing things, and sadly we can't really have both because real life is a factor now. It's a pain in the ass becoming actually a human, you know? You guys can either have highly edited Survival Guide episodes that are infrequent, I'd say maybe like once a week, but, you know, I go through every minute of the video and try my best to make it as edited as possible and as formulaic as possible. Just as good as I can. But I don't have the ability to do that on a regular schedule. Like, I can't edit and have room for creativity while trying to push out a video every day. So, it'll either be 1 to 2, maybe, highly edited Survival Guide episodes a week, or I can aim for between 4 to 6 episodes a week that are not edited in the slightest, most likely, because I would record it, and which would obviously still give good information, because it's just how the episodes normally are. I talk about as much as I can, and showcase as much as I can. But it wouldn't have like fancy text on the screen, fancy editing, fancy cuts, that sort of stuff. But there would be more of it. So I'll leave that one up to you guys, whether you want more at an average quality or less at highly edited quality. So I'll leave it up to you. That is in that corner. I actually pointed the right way. So, yeah. Let me know your opinion on that. And for now, let's build a character, shall we? So, we are in Path of Building. We're going to set ourselves to Ranger, and we're going to set ourselves to Deadeye. Now, to start off, we're just going to cover the Ascendancy really quickly. You unlock this at level 30, and the Ascendancy for most Ranger setups is pretty simple. You can either go Endless Munitions, or you can go Tailwind and Pure Damage. Now, we want speed, and we want a lot of it. So we're going to go Tailwind, because this gives us increased effect speed, which is attack speed, movement speed, and that sort of stuff, every time we attack or do something. So that just makes us faster and faster. This is the core of speed builds, is gathering winds, so make sure we pick that up. Now I'm going to pick up Rupture, I believe. I don't know if I want to go Crit Bleed. I'm not entirely sure on that. We'll leave that one up in the air for the moment. I can also go for Endless Munitions. I'm not entirely sure how I want to go about this sort of scenario. Powerful Precision also lets you pierce everything, which I may end up picking up. And Fast and Deadly is kind of average. I'd probably want the extra projectile, honestly. Yeah, probably. So for the moment, we're going to pick up Endless Munitions. We'll see. I might cut that out. I might go Powerful Precision and Rupture. But that's where I generally start. I normally only put 3 because getting the 4th Ascendancy in Solo Self-Found is a pain in the ass. But most importantly is Tailwind. This helps us go very, very fast and is the core of most Deadeye speed builds. Okay, so to start off, we're going to go into skills. We're going to put in Puncture. And we're going to set our level to 85 because that's where you can, that's the soft cap in Path of Exile, is 85. And Puncture requires intelligence? Hold on a second. Well, the more you know. Yeah, the more you know, I suppose. So this is a skill that will bleed with a bow. It shoots one singular arrow. It doesn't pierce, doesn't do anything. It just hits a target, and it bleeds them. So we need to find a way to create more projectiles. We need to find a way to create piercing projectiles. And we need to find a way to create speed. That's pretty easy to do, that second part anyways. And I'll be explaining that as we go. But to start, we have Puncture in, and now we need a basic bow. So we can just type in, I can either type in bow and see what we get, or I can craft one myself, because physical bow is going to give you the best possible result you can kind of get. Now, because I am playing a bleed-based build, I can either use a high attack speed bow, or I can go for a high base damage bow. We'll just go for a high base damage to start. We'll see what drops and what we end up with later on in the series. So we shall just go for... Oh, it's a decent one here. Look through the base fizz. Citadel bow. Assassin bow is probably going to be the best result we can get. Or, yeah, Thicket bow. Thicket bow is the fastest one. And I think Ranger and Assassin drop pretty often. Imperial drops pretty often as well. I got an Imperial Elder bow one time, and I pissed my entire stream off. That was funny. Good days. Alright, anyway, we're going to put on base physical percentage, and we're going to put on added physical, because bleed scales off of the initial physical damage hit. So either we stack multiple bleeds through a very fast bow and something called Crimson Dance, which is down here, which means you can inflict multiple bleeds, so then you want to be as fast attacking as possible. Or we go for one big hit that then gives a massive bleed that, ticks everything to death. So, we are going to go for one large hit, which means we want a hefty physical weapon. Now, results of getting a very good bow, like, a tri-roll bow, probably not going to fucking happen. You could get a 2-roll bow and craft on the 3, but I'll explain that later on. So we're just going to go for something simple like this with Fizz and Fizz. We're going to up our damage like so, just a tiny bit, because something like this is probably quite manageable. So we'll throw that in there. And this bleed DPS number is what we're going to want to keep track of, as well as, obviously, total DPS. We want to try and get a nice hybrid between the two. Speed is very easy to come across and very easy to force into a build. And I'll explain that kind of as we go. So we're going to go for a general bit of life. But because we're playing Ranger, we don't really get as much life as we would kind of like to, but we'll get there eventually. So, projectile damage to start, pretty self-explanatory. Can go attack speed if you want, but we're going to get a lot of attack speed. So we're going to pick up the projectile damage, and then go down through Heart of Oak to pick up that for max life and regeneration. There's also movement speed on these nodes if you want some of that. And then we're going to pop through to get Aspect of the Eagle for damage with bows, and read that bottom one. Increased damage over time with bow skills. That counts towards our bleed DPS. So we're going to pick up that, as well as this one, which gives us the same thing, and that, and projectile damage. Then we're going to grab attack damage here, I do believe, and go out this way probably. Let's have a look around, see if there's anything really of note. There's life up there. Poison stuff, charisma, anything really of note. We can actually type in oh fuck, that's Hearthstone, wrong thing. We can type bleed into the tree here and see what we wind up with. There's a lot of bleed stuff down here, so we want to go down to get deadly draw, as well as get dirty techniques, and probably are going to want bloodletting. So we're going to want to path down, which is very good, because pathing down lets us get movement speed stuff like quick step, as well as stuff that gives us onslaught on kill or something like that if we want to take that sort of route. So that's where most of the bleed is, as well as the other side of the tree, but we're not going to really plan for that. Alright, and then we're going to look for damage over time. And now we can get a sort of better grasp on where we want to go. So we have good damage over time with bow skills on this end. We have some here that is mostly poison, however. So yeah, damage over time multiplier for poison. Same thing there. Damage over time with bow skills is what we're going to be kind of looking for. So we want to reach this cluster. So as a result, we can path through here. We can take the extra nodes here if we want to, or we can cut down here. This is kind of shitty, so I think we're probably going to take extra damage. Yeah, might as well. Grab the attack speed. Is there anything else here I care about? Not really. And then path through here. Pick up the Frenzy Charge, because Frenzy Charges will give us a lot of extra speed through Blood Rage, which will make us a very fast boy. So we need that. And then cut through. And we're going to grab all of that. And we're going to grab all of that, which is going to give us some nice bleed DPS to start off. This is probably going to be our basic early leveling skill tree. Just get as much bleed as we can. And then pick up the Frenzy Charge, because we can get Blood Rage very early and very quickly. We're also going to need to get some life in this build, or else we're going to fall over rather easily. So we're going to grab some of that from here. Grab the life there. And do I want to go this way, actually? Critical strike, chance with bows. I don't really care about that. Don't really care about any of that. Arrow dancing is really good, but, well, not as good anymore, but still. Don't want that. Don't want that. It's probably all I want in this corner, if I'm honest. Yeah. Anything up here? Poison. Damage for time with bow skills. Yeah. You'll see. So we're going to grab that life there, and then we're going to go down here, grab Finesse, grab Dexterity, grab Quick Step for movement speed and attack speed, and then we're going to grab Druidic Rite for Flask Effect Duration. A lot of our movement speed comes from flasks. We're going to be running a Quicksilver Flask and an Onslaught Flask to make us just fast as fuck. So any Flask Effect Duration you can get makes you that much faster. This also ties Deadeye with Pathfinder for going excruciatingly fast, because Pathfinder gets Flask Effect Duration and movement speed during any flask. Where's the other one? Chance for your flask to not be consumed. They automatically regenerate, and, well, yeah, movement speed during any flask. So as a result, you can take that and then go Druidic Rite, and you're speedy as all hell. But Deadeye gives you more raw damage results. So we're going to pop down here because we want Avatar of the Hunt, which gives us damage over time with bow skills. So we grab that. Then we're going to duck down through here. That's poison. We want that. So I go 1, 2. Now I'm going to go down this way. Grab that. Grab thick skin. That's just a bit of life there. Grab those extra 2 life points. Projectiles gain damage as they travel farther. There used to be a different node. Which one? Did they get rid of the Onslaught node here? Did they actually? I guess they did. Increased attack and cast speed if you used a movement skill recently, which we will be doing, as well as 5% movement speed. Maybe that's worth it. Movement speed, movement speed, movement speed. There is sort of like a cutoff that you can reach, like a cap. So pick up that intelligence, pick up that strength for now, because we'll probably need that eventually as well. Physical damage with bows, damage over time with bows, damage over time with bows. Bleeding you inflict is faster. I'm going to cut all the way over here. Increase damage with bleeding. Damage over time multiplier for bleeding. And more bleeding. And we're going to take a look at calculations to see what our bleed chance is. 100%, so I don't need to pick up these extra 2 chance to bleed nodes at all. And we can consider Crimson Dance, but Path of Building does not math Crimson Dance correctly. So that's going to depend on the bow we get. There's also a lot of bow stuff you can use to make your bleed damage that much better. Okay, what else do we have? Dirty Techniques is going to be very good bleed damage. So we're going to cut down through Golem's blood. Pop over up here. Grab that. Yeah, minimum frenzy charges. Onslaught effect. It's Onslaught effect is a thing? What the hell? That can make us a bit faster. But we're gonna have Onslaught anyway, so. Does that actually... There's no way that counts for a bow, right? Does a bow count as a 2-handed weapon? It'd be kind of fucking funny if that's true, or if that's true. That'd be really funny if that's true, actually. Okay. Is there anything else that I really need to care about right now? Attack speed. Ignore all movement penalties from armor. That'll be 3% flat movement speed because the chest piece gives you 3% reduced move speed. So I might grab that. As well as a bit of extra life there. Popped in the center there. What's our life percent? 88. The Wonders of Playing Ranger. We want to aim for roughly 120 to 200%. That depends on the gear we're rolling with. So we're probably going to look for a bit of life now. So I think I got pretty much all of it, aside from, like, yeah, Red Storm's really good, but we got to try to get there. That'd be kind of a pain. Don't think I can really manage that, sadly. Yeah. Bleeding. I would not mind Red Storm, but that's a lot of travel nodes. So we'll leave that be for now, and we'll come back to that skill tree in a little bit, because we're going to need to pick up more life, and I may actually go out the life, I may go through all the life here, and then cut this little bit here. But we're going to go back to skills, now we're going to put in support gems. Now, this is going to automatically sort by the highest DPS, but it will sort by the highest physical DPS. So make sure you keep an eye and read through things. So Brutality will give us good bleed. Vicious Projectiles will give us good bleed as well. Decay is garbage, right? Chance to bleed gives us bleed chance and more damage with bleeding, right? This also means we need to pick up more strength to make our reds more effective. Brutality means we do more physical damage, which means the initial hit hits harder, which means the bleed hits harder, right? So I can pick up Brutality. And then Deadly Ailment gives us bleed damage. Vicious Projectiles gives us average damage and bleed damage, so that's not bad either. So I'm going to pick that up. Deadly Ailments, Maim. Maim's not bad. Swift Affliction. Less Duration's pretty bad. Impale. Pierce. I can get Pierce through Deadeye, which I probably will do. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I probably only get one more, which I can go for in raw damage through Deadly Ailments, probably. Yeah. So now we go back to the skill tree. We cut over here. And then what we're going to do... Let's see. Kind of want to pick up powerful precision to get pierce. Yeah, probably do want that, huh? But then I lose endless munitions, and that's losing a projectile, which kind of sucks. You can get an extra projectile on quivers, but that's kind of hard to do. Far shot's not too bad, but kind of at the same time. Now, for most trash mobs, by the way, at like tier 10-ish maps, enemies have, I think it's 40,000 health total. So that might have gone up recently because they did do a lot of changes to like elites and all that sort of stuff. But if you can get anything above that in a single hit, you're pretty okay for most sort of things. Now, obviously, you want to get as high as possible, but that's where most mobs' one-shot cutoff is. But some people just enjoy stacking a shit ton of damage because they like doing in-game bosses. So I want to push like as high as possible. But such is life. I think I am going to pick up Powerful Precision. We'll see if I can get the 4th node there. Total DPS, bit of bleed there. Yeah, we need the piercing. And then we are going to... let's see, what else can we manage here? I'm still missing the intelligence. Gotta land that. I have 2 projectiles. I might want to get more projectiles. So I could do like volley, or I could do greater multiple. Something like that could work. But let's have a look at some of the other stuff we can manage. So vulnerability or pride will be decent. Pride is more physical damage to nearby enemies, but we're not going to be in close range. So we're going to bin that. But if I can somehow manage to get vulnerability application, that'll be good for us. Despair will give us cursed enemies take increased damage over time from our bleed. So that will be decent as well for another curse. Let's see what else we can land first. So we got Flesh and Stone, which is enemies maimed by this skill take increased physical damage. That's for enemies around us, which could be better. Malevolence. That is the aura we're looking for. That gives us more damage over time, which boosts our bleed effect. I'll go new again. Keep looking through things. Flesh and Stone is going to... Did I not just... I just clicked that. What the fuck? There's a different one, isn't there? I'm trying to remember. What's it called? Whatever. Gotta find a way to apply vulnerability somehow. I could just blasphemy it and have it cast around me. We'll see. We'll see. I wonder what else I could do with that. War Banner is not horrible. It's not great. Berserk is also not bad. I could put Berserk on my bow, couldn't I? Can I do that? I'm curious. It's not Berserk. It's Rage. Supports melee attack skills. Oh well, worth a try. Worth a try. So let's see. Flesh and Stone, projectile weakness. Gonna probably run Herald of Purity. Vol Haste does make us very fast, so haste is a possibility there. I'll probably just run Vol Haste in terms of speed. Herald of Purity will also give a lot of raw damage. We need to sort out those stats. We're pretty close to getting our required stats. I could probably get it off gear if I need to. So there's a bit of extra raw flat damage there. And we need to find some way to apply Vuln. What are we at for mana percent? 25. Okay, 25 and what, 50? Yeah. Alright, I see how things are gonna be. Swift Affliction. I wonder what I can squeeze more damage out of. Probably just a higher DPS. I go for the bow. But still, let's see if there's any uniques that I might have available. See what we can land. If we land a Witchfire Brew, we're in a very good spot, obviously. Drill Neck's farmable, kind of. So a self-found struggle. And this can also give you a sort of idea of what works for boosting damage on these sorts of builds. Bleed, I think. Use projectile attack damage. We have at least 200 dex. Global Fizz. Alright. Oh, I didn't put a quiver on. Yeah, I should do that. Plan for basic quiver. What do we got? Has a socket. Yeah, no thanks. Arrows pierce an additional target. Adds raw fizz. Pierce is not bad as well. We're just gonna go for raw fizz for the moment. Adds raw fizz. Max life. Suffix. Attack speed. Yeah. Alright. Not bad. And then I can run a second setup with a ranged totem if I want to. There's a little bit of cheese you can do with a bleed ranged totem. Now, another thing you can also do is look for builds to take input off of. So if you find that you've hit a wall somewhere on how to get higher damage, what you can do is go and look for similar builds. So we're going to look for Puncture Ranger, PoE Puncture Ranger build, and we're going to see what we can get. This is 2.2, that's a while ago. Bleed Tornado Shot, sure. Let's see what Mr. Tornado Shot build can come up with, and we're going to look for his Path of Building as I scroll down through this. What's his setup? He runs Puncture, Chance to Bleed, LMP, Mirage Archer. I could run Mirage. That should be pretty. That's actually pretty smart to run Mirage Archer. What would I cut? What are the actual ailments? I could cut Brutality. Brutality is really good, though. Right? Yeah, Brutality is really good. I get Poison? Where the hell do I get Poison from? Sounds about right. Chance to Bleed. I should already have like 100% chance to bleed, right? I cut that off. Yeah, I do. Okay. Mirage Archer is also going to be pretty decent for leveling. That'll basically double our damage because it also shoots its own projectile, which then bleeds again. So that could be interesting. And then he runs on Vicious, GMP, chance to bleed. Okay. Bloodletting, Red Storm. Okay, so reading through this, he does also go for Red Storm, Bloodletting. I believe I have all that, right? I got Bloodletting, so he goes for Red Storm, which means I'm going to path that way. Pick up that. That's a lot of damage for us. Could go for Impale, possibly. Could do something like that. Goes for physical damage everywhere. Okay, I see. I'm not seeing a Path of Building on this thing, which is kind of a pain, but I don't know. Let's see if there's anything else I'm looking for. Unique bow with 2 additional arrows, that's funny. Final skill tree, alright. Path of Building, link. Should be... Oh god. Is there not a faster way to do this? I fucking forgot. I believe I can save this really quickly and go Bleed Ranger. Then back out. New. Import. Import from Pastebin. And we can import the build and take a look at what someone else is working on and what their thoughts and whatnot are. And we can see how similar they've gone to us. They're not going crit either. They did take Rupture, however. They also took Ricochet, which is an interesting change of pace. They're going Acrobatics. They left out the top of King of the Hill. Interesting. Interesting. Same life plan. Went through life on the bottom. They're going for a lot of evasion rating. Interesting choice there. Grabs Dirty Techniques the same way we did. Grabs that same way we did. Same way we did. Okay. Crimson Dance. Interesting. Unallocating this node gives a lot of damage. Is he going for a fast attack speed bow? Surprisingly, no. He is going for the perfectly crafted bow. That is not going to happen for us, sadly. But, I mean, yeah, I guess you can land a perfectly crafted bow. Go for it, right? Global accuracy rating. And fully loaded. This is the thing I don't like about looking at other characters, is sometimes they are just fully loaded. But let's see what else we can come across here. So, chance to bleed, swift, deadly ailments. He doesn't run bonus projectiles. That's interesting. He's only running 1 projectile. I mean, kind of an odd choice, but okay. It's a little bit of a cheeseball strategy, I suppose. Bloodless. Oh, I should have cut through Bloodless. Well, there we go. We learned something there. Lion Eyes fall. Melee and melee weapon type modifiers and radius are transformed to bow modifiers. I mean, that's a unique gem, so that's kind of hard to do. But that's pretty cheesy for up here. I like it. Hits can't be evaded, never deal critical strikes. I'm close enough to Res Tech. I could grab that, actually. Grabs Elemental and AoE. This is a Tornado Shot build as well, if I remember right. So that's not too bad. And then Jewel. Some odd pathing, but I can get behind it. And then, what else has he done in the skill tree here? Vulnerability, Blasphemy. It's kind of cheesy, because getting something like this to actually happen is a little bit difficult in practice. Runs Flesh and Stone, Enlighten, Pride. At this point, why not run Point Blank if you're going to be that close? Like, give and take, I suppose. He has 2 different puncture setups. Kind of odd, but okay. He has... Oh, okay. Oh, he's got AoE puncture and bossing puncture. That's interesting. That is interesting. I like that, actually. That's kind of smart. So yeah, his AoE has Mirage Archer and Greater Multiple, whereas his single target has as much raw damage as possible. That's interesting. What's his... Yeah, his AoE, as I said, you only need about 40k to do maps pretty quickly. And he's more than got it. He's more than got it. And then, yeah, his single target for as much as possible. He's also playing Crimson Dance, which is interesting. Yeah, so in regards to skill tree, we pathed pretty much the same, other than that little trickery that I can't really manage. Is there anything else that I really need to know about? 30 techniques. That little bloodless path there is pretty good. What's his life percentage at? 152. He's fully geared as well. Is there anything else? He left out Avatar of the Hunt, which is a little bit weird. And other than that, path pretty much the same. Grab acrobatics, grab a jewel. In regards to gear, he uses a Dying Sun to supplement it. Yeah, that would do it. That would do it. Okay, so, well, we know a couple of things. Vol Grace. Evasion rating is his survival trick, I suppose. Lightning Golem for cast speed and attack speed. Okay. Interesting. Well, we know what other people have decided to go for, so now we can go back to our own, wherever the fuck I put it, Bleed Ranger. There we go. And we know what we can kind of go for. So, we can go for Crimson Dance with a fast attack speed bow like he went for. I can path through here and adjust this, because I might as well. Gives me that little bit of extra life. Now we're at 111%. Pretty simple. What else did he kind of go for? I can pick up that Frenzy Charge to make us that much faster. Might as well, since we're there. I got King of the Hunt. Is there anything else? I can put 1 point there. Trade at a point there if I want. It's weird trying to optimize pathing sometimes. I think that's pretty much most of the tree, and a lot of his stuff came from very good itemization. In regards to squeezing out auras, I'm going to go up and probably pick up Charisma. I could also take Res Tech, because that gives much damage. Not really. 6% hit chance. We're already at 94 at 85, so yeah. It's the wonders of Deadeye. We will probably go up and get that. That's 83. So lets us get an extra aura out, hopefully. And as a result, we can go for something allowing exactly that. Which one do we want to go for? I think vulnerability would be the best result. Because yeah, if we run vulnerability, well, alas for me. We wind up with a solid 3% remaining. Oh, Megalol. I can cut Malevolence. 10k. The Purity. 5k. So if I cut out Skill Effect Duration. What's the only intelligence requirement? Nah, we got another one somewhere. Do I have an intelligence requirement on gear? Where's my other intelligence requirement? There. Right. Blasphemy only needs to be level 1, though. So, joke's on you. I can get that very easily. I need 10 strength. And now I have 47% available, so I can just stick in something else. I can run Flesh and Stone to give us that bit of extra damage. I can also run Warbanner for 10%. And I can slam Warbanner for added physical damage during boss fights. So I can supplement that with getting another... Can I cut this? Minus 11%. No, I can't. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I need 10 strength somewhere. 20 strength. Yeah, I don't know if I really need to take that one. Dexterity there, intelligence there. Okay, that should be pretty much good enough in regards to killing everything with good speed. We can run powerful precision as well as endless munitions. We might cut out endless munitions and just go like that for leveling. Probably will. And then run a greater multiple projectiles. Maybe we'll go for a fast bow and go for Crimson Dance to let us stack multiple bleeds with like Mirage Archer and that sort of stuff. But we'll have to see in practice. So, yeah, for now, that's a pretty decent setup. Obviously, it doesn't look like the highest damage, but there is a lot of endgame stuff to augment bleed characters. And bleed characters don't really scale that well in Path of Building. So, yeah, it's not the biggest number in the world, but at the same time, should be a pretty fun character. So, I will pop in game and start leveling this character. I shall see you guys very soon. And as always, take care, lads.